How to make your business website stand apart. Section number 1, the image of your business before you get carried away and decide to have an awesome web design of magnificent proportions. There are a few things you need to know. Your web market doesn't care what your website looks like. Your web market wants service and help with their problems. Your web market will share your best information. Your market doesn't care about you. To really understand this, you only need to watch your own behavior when you are looking for solutions. When you are sourcing out a possible solution, it hardly occurs to you to take a good look at a website's design, and it's even further from your mind that you should have any appreciation for the design itself. But if the information you need is not forthcoming or easy to locate, you will have plenty of silent criticism in mind just before you leave for good. You know this about yourself and how you behave online as you search for the best solution to your problem, and the longer you search across different websites, the more impatient you get. Each new site is quickly scanned and then tossed even more quickly than the last site. For some strange reason, we all think that our business website is worth looking at, and because it is a glorious web design, people are going to be impressed. Not. The first rule of usability: don't listen to users. From Nielsen Norman Group. Watch what people actually do, do not believe what people say they do. Definitely don't believe what people predict they may do in the future. Web users pay little attention to websites that don't help them get their research and work done, but they spend plenty of time using sites that are helpful and have intuitive navigation features. But these are not the sites they relate to as being exceptional, and that is probably because no one thinks of everyday progress as being sexy. But when a problem needs solving, it won't be the sexy-looking websites that buyers will spend time with. The only thing that impresses buyers is how efficiently they are being served and looked after. And speaking of helping, it leads right into the middle section on the kind of help people are seeking. Section number 2, your market wants information and help. This is not new. Long before web marketing ever came along, buyers had questions, and they would ask all manner of questions about a product being offered. To answer any questions, there are salespeople trained to help and inform buyers, as well as to persuade a little, or a lot. But the main job of a salesperson is to provide information to satisfy all questions. If we leave a question unanswered in a customer's mind, it forms a barrier against the completion of the sale. It is never good enough to just provide a brief description of a product or service along with the features and benefits, because it is always better to have all the answers. And to have all the answers, a business website needs volumes of information. But this, too, creates another problem. People do not read volumes of information, and we have been told by web designers to keep our information brief and to the point. Not knowing any better, we follow the minimal advice for information content, and this makes all business websites sound the same. Here's my product, here's my price, buy now. The amazing thing about web pages is that we can provide much more information than any other marketing medium for a fraction of the cost. We are not limited to keeping our information brief, but it requires a different style and page design to deliver information only as it is requested, rather than be skimpy on information and only attract some of the ready-to-buy customers. Your website can attract the whole market niche no matter where they are in the buying cycle, because your page can have something for everyone. Feeding your whole market when your page has content for everyone, then visitors have a reason to come back as they progress through the buying cycle, and they come back because your website helps them with their next step. There is no guarantee, but there's more than just a good chance that they will be on your page when they decide to make the purchase. The beauty of this fully integrated information method is that your web business is not relying on skimming the surface for those ready buyers, and instead, your web page is creating ready buyers through a process that builds relationships and bonding through trust. Section number 3, you will be shared. If you're good enough, your web market will be pleased that you have provided all this information in ways that lets them choose what they want to pay attention to. When a market is served with such consideration, they talk to their friends and family about the website they found. There is an old expression that says, when you're really good, you don't have to brag, other people do that for you. Search engines place your website high because of the strong and relevant content. Social media shares a link to your website because your customers talk about your site. Web directories share a link to your business web because of the extraordinary quality of service you provide. Supportive businesses are happy to share a link and list your website as a reciprocal link. This level of acceptance and sharing doesn't happen with common and ordinary business websites. If you want to know why, then here's the question to ask: who goes out of their way to recommend a crappy site? No one, not even family and friends. It would be embarrassing feedback when friends say, "You know that crappy site you sent me to, what was that all about?" People share the extraordinary. All of the extraordinary stuff is in your web content. That is to say, your text content. It is the text information that provides the extraordinary service and guidance from initial inquiries right through to a decision to purchase. People just won't read a whole page of text, and so the extraordinary thing you do is to hide 90% of your content and make it easy to find in a list or drop down paragraphs. Even pop-up windows may be used and then closed by customers as they make their way through your excellent web content. Your solution is not for everyone. When people are given choices from your website, they may choose a competitor's product over yours. This still works for you because this customer's needs were better met by a competitor for whatever reasons, and the customer is not bad-mouthing your product, which was not quite what they needed. If anything, they recommend your website for the help you provided. If we are fearful about a customer getting away and therefore refuse to help, then we are also refusing to help our own potential customers. It is better to let a few strays get away than it is to have no strays at all.